Down in the bottom left-hand position, spawning as the red Zerg player, we have got, playing for Vortex, Ideaus. And his opponent to the top right, the orange Zerg, also playing for Vortex, it is Kajji. It is, of course, the Vortex Championship Series, semi-final number 2. The winner of this goes on to play Hantipen in the best of 7 finals coming up straight after. It's going to be some tough times for both of these two. Ideaus, of course, is 1-0 up in this best of 5 so far. But can he keep it that way? Can he get this second game, forcing his opponent onto match point early? He's going to be trying to. ZvZ, though, an incredibly volatile matchup, as we saw last game with Ideaus' speedling, baneling aggression. Is Kajji going to be able to come back with something similar? Is he going to be able to out-macro his opponent? Only time will tell. The map is Deadwing. Nice big map, relatively speaking a macro-orientated map. Hatch firsts could certainly be possible. Pull firsts were what were opted for in the first game, and it's slightly safer, although this time at least Kajji going to be going for that hatchery first opening, up against the pull first from Ideaus. So a little bit more greedy on Kajji's side. Only a very minor advantage going for the hatchery first compared to anything else, though. It's absolutely minimal. But it does mean that you get the creep spread down here sooner. It's able to build a bit more of a defensive position slightly quicker. And if it was a speedling baneling play, this map's slightly better for defending against that. If you can get a creep tumor out, you can get the double evo Rotron wall off here. And then you've just got to worry about this debris to the right, although the speedling baneling doesn't actually get through rocks particularly quickly. So, spawning pool and gas coming down now from Kajji. There was gas pool. So, hatch, gas pool, a very, very greedy opening. This could be a big speedling play. Certainly something that is often seen off the back of something like this. Could also be a quick baneling play. Could just be a very, very fast speed, then pulling the drones out, and then playing very safe after that. Lots of possibilities. Ideaus' natural base, quite a long way behind that of his opponents, about 40 seconds. So that is a sizable chunk. The gas timing as well, quite a long way down. This gas is pretty much going to be finished by the time Kajji gets up to 100 gas and can start up Zergling speed. So the advantage that Ideaus really got from this is he's going to get the queen out quite a bit sooner. And that means that an injector is going to come out quicker. It means that obviously you're just going to be a little bit more happy. So, Zergling speed on its way. 1 drone stays in gas, so just a trickle amount through. Going to keep that coming. Double queen should start up shortly for Kajji. He doesn't have enough minerals to do so at the moment, or at least start that second queen yet. Couple more lings coming out for Kajji, just going to be able to keep him defensive up against Ideaus, who has got just the 2 Zerglings at the moment. They're edging on forward, though. They're going to be running towards this natural base, getting a bit of scout. They'll see that obviously the creep spread is fully through, or pretty much fully through, and should know from that okay, this was earlier than my hatchery. Gonna lose one, actually both of these Zerglings early on. So first blood going to Kajji very, very nicely. The queen should be able to pick that off, but not before the spawning pool is seen shimmering away and the 1 drone left in gas. So that's a good scout from Ideaus. He's going to get a huge amount of information from that, predominantly about the timing of that Zergling speed, the order of the build, and that should make him not necessarily nervous, but make him very aware that there could be a lot of lings on the way. Kajji just droning though for the moment. If he was going to be going for something like a speedling all-in, he would have already started most of his speedling production quite a while ago. So that's not going to be on the cards. Meanwhile, Ideaus adding in a spine caller just to play on the safe side. He's got speed on his way as well. Also just seeing that with the 1 drone in gas. Neither player massively committing to anything here. First 4 lings with speed come streaming on by for Kajji here. Getting a full scout down, getting a look at what's coming down on his opponent's base. Behind this, there is the baneling nest coming in as well, but not really enough to utilize that much. Triple evolution chamber wall off actually coming in here, creating the complete wall just for Ideaus to be completely safe up against any mass speedling play. So he's just wanting to be very, very cautious at the moment. Should cancel one of these once he realizes that he's safe. Could potentially keep it up. If he does want to go into roaches, which he does, adding in this roach one now, may just keep this wall off as the added security, knowing that he can just take out the debris later on and still have another exit out of his base. Third and fourth gases being taken now, although note that Kajji still only has the 1 drone in his second gas, so he should adjust that up fairly soon. We've got the second and third gas getting taken here for Ideaus as well. So both players committing more heavily to gas, although the lair timing for Kajji is a lot quicker. He's already 12 seconds-ish ahead. Ideaus can start his with that 100 gas there, and he will do. He's also got the +1 missile attacks on their way. We'll be also taking out one of these evolution chambers, just so we can have access out of this base. May look to go and take a third base, actually, very early on. But considering this drone is being pulled, that is exactly what he's going to be doing. Kajji not taking his third yet. He's banking up quite a lot of minerals, so I'm interested to see what he's going to be spending those on. Adding in a couple more evolution chambers. Ideaus happily just waiting here, getting his third down. His +1 should also start up roach speed once his lair finishes. First few roaches also going to be hitting out onto the field. Interestingly, just keeping one drone in his main gas. Kajji has actually now put 3 drones into all gas geysers, so going very gas heavy. Considering he's got quite a few speedlings coming on down, he could be looking to go for a 2-base Mutalisk style strategy. There's quite a bit of dead space on Deadwing to utilize something like that. And his lair is finished, so if he was going to do that, he should go for it pretty soon. He's banked up a lot of resources, so needs to spend that gas on something, and right on cue, there's the Spire coming on down. He's also going to go and take his third. It's quite a long way behind that of Ideaus's, but if he can get these Mutalisks out in a good number, it could be devastatingly effective. The Queens, wandering up, going to continue on their creep spread, just trying to get good coverage throughout. Otherwise, Ideaus about to have his third base finished on up. He's adding the +1 carapace upgrade as well. Needs to start considering what he's going to do if mutas were to appear. He's just starting up roach speed now, but note he doesn't have any Hydroden or anything like that, or an infestation pit. Either would be a good option. The Hydralisks are very, very strong against mutas, but of course the infestation pit allows infestors, and the fungal growth can lock them down quite easily over a spore cooler or something. Creep spread continually coming through now from Kajji. He's got a lot of active creep tumors at the moment. He's just making sure that he can spread this out nicely. Ideaus matched with Kajji on the drone count. Both players adding in 6 more at the moment, committing heavily to that. The Spire for Kajji is about to finish up, and he's going to have enough Vespian probably to make 9 if not 10 Mutalisks straight off the bat, and that's with nothing to defend against them from Ideaus. So that could be pretty big. He can make 9 now. Could actually go up to 10 very, very shortly. Is he going to go for them? His Spire's finished. Timing really is key here. If he wants to get it, he should get them as quickly as he can. He can make 10. He can now make 11 mutas. Has a supply block, though. That's what's delaying him. Okay. A lot of overlords coming on through. 8 more roaches on their way. We've got a lot of them on the field now, but they're, of course, going to be vulnerable to the Mutalisks. In a head-up fight, they'll take a lot of a beating before they actually die, but that could be enough time to deal a heck of a lot of damage. Overlords are now out. Ideaus has a supply block himself, though. Trying to rectify that, adding in the Baneling Nest, actually. Interesting choice. Still no sign of the Mutalisks, but here we go. 15 Mutalisks coming down onto the field, and that is a big commitment to mutas, but there's nothing against them. There's just these 3 queens as anti-air from Ideaus. Kajji coming in, sees no spore crawlers. He's going to be happy about that. The roach is still waiting patiently. Kajji does have a single changeling dancing around these roaches, trying to keep a good little eye on them. He will finally die though, unfortunately. But of course that shows all the roaches. The Mutalisks out now onto the field. 15 of them already there. 16 on its way out. A lot more overlords to rectify that little supply block. We've got quite a few lings on the ground as well. Still no attempt to stop this. Still no sign of any anti-air. This is the first sign. The infestation pit potentially going for a fungal growth, but the mutas are going to be hitting. They haven't been seen yet. The Spire not being scouted. Roaches moving across the map, and there is a lot of them. There's 34 roaches. That'll take a long time to kill to the Mutalisks. Some speedlings coming on by. Going to see some of this, but the mutas, they're just committing. This is brilliant for Kajji. The fact that the roaches are coming back in order to defend, as opposed to pushing, means the mutas should be able to get a lot of damage done quickly. Down goes the Spore Crawler instantly as it's made. The Natural Queen taking a heck of a lot of damage here. Quite a few drones also going to start getting taken down. This is an annihilation. Ideaus, though, counter-pushing. Going for the head-on engagement. A couple of these Banelings need to connect on all of those Lings. That would get some really nice stuff done, but they actually detonate off the mark a little bit. The Roaches able to trade quite nicely. Kajji pulling back the Mutalisks in order to try and take out these Roaches. His third base taking a lot of damage. The Roaches will take a long time to die to Mutalisks. They are just so strong. The third base has now been picked off, and the Natural going to be the next target. The evolution chamber is blocking up the way, but that gets taken down quickly. The spines will do a lot of damage, but they won't last very long to these roaches if they are focused. The roaches still pushing through. Of course, the spore cooler is up, ready to defend against the mutalisks should they last much longer, but the roach count starting to diminish. The natural base is taking a lot of damage, though. It should just go down. There's only a couple of roaches left. It will be close. Is it going to survive? It will. 117 HP there. And the mutalisk flock able to buy enough time to hold this off. But who has taken more damage? It's 3 hatches to 2. 63 drones to 44. But more importantly, the spore crawler count is pretty high. 3 spores in the main, 2 at the third base. The natural is a little bit exposed, but the infestors are coming out as well. They don't have pathogen glands, and that means that while the infestors are on their way, they're not going to have fungal growth when they pop, and that into itself is going to be quite a big problem. Forward now. Come the mutalisks. Able to snipe off a lot of these overlords very, very quickly there. Gonna supply block Ideaus after a couple more go down. There's the infestors. Oh no, the infestors are getting taken out. That in itself is a massive problem. A couple more of the infestors waddling forward. They don't have enough energy to fungal growth. Remember, they spawn without fungal growth. Pathogen glands. It is being researched now, but it's too late. The mutalisks getting a lot of damage down. More drones getting picked off. Waiting for a couple of fungus. A few infested terrans getting thrown out. The infestors, though, caught. They're not by the spore crawler. So much gas damage being done here. The infested terrans help, but they're nowhere near as powerful as, of course, fungal growth can be. 1 infestor remains, but all of its energy went into making those infested terrans. A couple of mutalisks are getting taken down, but this is still rough spots for both players. The third not being remade, the 4th base taken down from Ideaus. Ideaus is still up in the work account, and he does also still have his 3rd hatchery. He's losing a lot, though. Massive fungal. Misses the mark. I have no idea how that fungal missed, but that next one will hit the money. Unfortunately, hitting the fungals is alright as long as you chain them. You've got to make sure that you chain these fungals up. Otherwise, the mutalisks will survive and then just regenerate back up their health. So all the mutalisks do stay alive at the moment. The infestors trying to waddle on down there, but they don't have enough energy for a fungal. They missed the mark. So many fungals not hitting the money. And, of course, if the mutalisks get away, they regenerate at 1 HP per second. Which means that while a lot of infestor energy was spent there trying to damage these mutalisks, they're going to regenerate up their health fairly quickly. And that means that before long, they're going to be back to full health and be as if it never happened. They're getting retaken now from Kajji. A couple of Hydras also coming through in the mix for Ideaus, so that's nice for him. Still waiting to see when these guys decide to attempt at a 4th. Looks like Ideaus is going to be the first one to go for there. Of course, if we look at the income, we'll know that it's actually a lot better for Ideaus, especially on the gas, and that's something that is going to be a little bit concerning for Kajji because he's got a lot of mutalisks. Having those extra 2 extractors would be very important. Oh, the infestors are going to get caught. They need to be careful. If the infestors go down, that would be devastating. A couple of fungals onto the mutalisks. A few of the infestors will get taken down here, but more fungal growth trying to hit the mark. A lot of infested terrans getting thrown down to attempt to buy some time. A couple of hydralisks on their way through, but it's not going to be enough. The mutas dealing so much damage. GG is called, and Kajji is going to be able to level out this series 2-1-1.